Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we're going to talk about the smart contract life cycle, because the life cycle of a smart contract starts from the creation phase and it goes all the way to completion. Because a smart contract doesn't just appear and run automatically, it goes through four main phases, which we're going to study in detail as we move through the slide deck, which starts with creation, deployment, execution, and the finalization of the contract. Now, this diagram, which starts with creation, it goes forward to deployment, then execution, and then completion. The four main phases of your smart contract life cycle. This would make more sense once you know what all the steps are we taking up in all the individual phases. So, starting up with the creation phase, this is where everything begins. The parties involved first decide on the scope, the objectives of the contract, because I need to know what my contract is doing. Is it being employed in auctioning? Is it being employed in voting or some other thing, right? What it should do, what conditions it should enforce, and how the outcomes will be verified. Because once it's finalized, that okay, this is my root cause that I'm going to solve using the smart contract life cycle. The answers, the solution that it is getting has also to be evaluated against some certain standards. So I need to know what standards I need to meet. And this stage is quite similar to traditional contract negotiation. It can happen online, it can happen in person. During this phase, several important steps take place. Multiple parties bargain, multiple parties agree, design the logic of the smart contract, what all conditions have to be there, what all security checks have to be there, implementation in the code, and finally validating it to make sure it works as expected. Makes sense? With this, when everything is finalized, when you know what to do, now comes the phase where you have to do. Now it's freeze or deployment phase. So once the contract code is ready, it's deployed to the blockchain. Here, a network of computers called nodes are going to validate your transactions, the miners or the validators, whatever. Proof of work, you remember this all? Proof of stake. Ensure the smart contract is legitimate and then recorded permanently on the blockchain, because once on the blockchain, now it cannot be deleted. To prevent the blockchain from being spammed with too many contracts coming in, miners are compensated with a small transaction fee, commonly known as gas, because gas is basically the fuel that you need to have any transaction being done or any work being done, right? When you're talking about the blockchain, when you're talking about the smart contracts. Once deployed, the contract is considered frozen, meaning now its code cannot be changed. Then comes your phase of execution, taking it down to the final phase of finalize or complete. Now, in this execution phase, this is where your smart contract actually comes to life. When certain predefined conditions are met, for example, let's say a payment is made, a product is delivered, the contract automatically triggers itself to complete the next part. Like if my if condition is supposed to be true, it starts executing the code between the parentheses of the if statement. The blockchain's interpreter engine executes the contract logic, validates it through consensus, and updates the state of the contract. As a result, new transactions and a new state are recorded on the distributed ledger. Final phase of finalizing, final phase that says complete. Now everything is done. Finally, once the execution is complete, the updated data and transaction results are recorded and validated across the network. The promised digital access are then transferred or unfrozen. Make sense? And the contract effectively signs off to confirm the successful completion of all the inside the blockchain obligators. So overall, the smart contract life cycle mirrors the journey of an agreement, because it's basically whenever a contract is made between two parties, it's kind of agreement that is made between the two parties, and that is what smart contract does, right? It starts with negotiation, it goes up to deployment, to execution, and finally fulfillment. But all of it happens autonomously and transparently because it is on the blockchain. Now, these are the four phases of the smart contract life cycle. We're going to see its uses the use cases in the upcoming video lectures. But for this video lecture, if you have any doubts, any concerns, if you feel there was a hush go during any of the slide, let me know and I'll try to make reclarifying videos, reclarify the concepts that you have doubts in. So you can help me with that in the G forms attached, or you can also use the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye bye.